Hi, this is Kapun Piso. Friedrich Nietzsche, the great philosopher, once said, God is taught, God is dead. Friedrich Nietzsche didn't know what we know today, that we create the mind, the brain. We have to analyze the word God. What is it? God has many names, as many as we can invent, because we are born atheists, we're born lacking belief. We are evolved, mutated primates that create God with our brain. It happens since we came down from the trees, the trees. So, God, having many names, encompasses everything. Zeus is a god, Allah is a god, Ahura Mazda, Odin, Viracocha, and there are tons of them. That's the reason the Crusaders used to say in Latin, Si Deus pro nobis, quid contra nos. If God is with us, who could be against us? So there you go, killing everybody that think. In other words, all people with brains, and they have inquiry, thoughts. That's the reason the scientists were killed by the people of faith, especially the Christophrenics. Christian crusaders love to catapult the heads of the infidel over the walls. As I've said ad nauseum in my videos, the main god is all our sexual organs. And it was the Godhead. We have two heads, this one and the one below. They spit semen, the one below, and has one eye. As a matter of fact, helmets, shape of a penis head. And it's no coincidence, mostly everything is shaped that way, because it represents the Godhead. So God, in other words, is a penis. That's the oldest God ever. And it's truly a God because he creates. The God penis Christ, the penis was also represented as a snake. They spit, they had that tongue, they didn't know what it was. And then also of horns, of bulls. Here is the god of healing, Sculappius, with a snake representing the penis. Here a cross representing the rays of the sun with a penis. As the snake in the Garden of Eden is a penis, and we have here the horns of Alexander the Great representing his penis, the sun god. And here it is again, the penis represented by horns, and the vagina representing Isis. In ancient times, sex was sacred. A sexual act is an act of creation. Nothing pornographic in ancient times. Nothing pornographic. All sex acts, all of them, will produce a sacred orgasm. This tremendous feeling that we feel in the brain, and a long time ago they thought they felt it in the heart, or it was in God. They all have sexual acts, and they're all sacred. And all the ceremonies all over the world they include sex or sexual rituals. Our universe is within the brain.
Yeah. Okay. A steroid hormone is circulating in the blood. The hormone goes through.
This happens when you're believing in God and thinking. When you go to church, all this stuff is happening in your brain.
It can bind to various
when you're believing in God and you're praying and you're on your knees. This is happening.
Receptor, the progesterone receptor, things like that.
And if you don't know anything about science,
complexes can go
brain is doing all this stuff.
Nucleus. This is.
One can take religion out of sex, but never sex out of religion. All religions in antiquity, in the rituals, included the sex act as a veneration to the gods and as sacred. No exception. Even the Catholic Church, the creators of Christianity 1500 years ago, included sex and worshipping of the penis, but it was switched the name of the god. But, as they say in Latin, tempus omnia revelat. With time, everything is revealed. We know more and more and more as time continues. We know that now they're trying to switch it, but the Catholic Church, that's the reason they keep shuffling priests from one place to another, molesting, because it's in their dogma. The problem is that Christianity have perverted what the ancient Romans believe in the gods being babies in the sky, representing the gods. Christianity changed them in their dogma, and then they concentrate it, especially when they have all the priests that are celibate, and they consider that the penis was bad and it's a sin and all that. So they are in a mess. So they bring it up to today. That's the reason they're out of they're out of touch with reality. God doesn't exist. It's a creation of the brain. Believing in God, or God's whatever names the name of the God is no difference that the schizophrenia people or people infected with schizotypal disorder believing in these fairy tales, accepting as reality, despite of the education. This is the problem today in this 21st century. We create everything with the brain. We are evolved mutated primates. That DNA proves that. I mean, science proves it. So it proves it. And believing in God today, especially Christianity, affects our performance, our sexual drive, and our orgasm and enjoyment of sex. If you are religious and you're Christian, you are a mess. And you start beating pedophilia, beating wives, and psychopathy and all that. So you can never enjoy good sex because you have this guilt and this sin, and you are a mess. This is happening in all the Abrahamic religions. That they all came from the ancient Roman religion, the cult of Divus Iulius. There was a mutation, and this is a problem. If you are religious, you will never be able to enjoy sex and have a really good time because it's a sin. And it amazes me that brilliant scientists like Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, and Hitchens and others, mentally healthy atheists, never mentioned that we are a product of a fuck. We are not products of a stork or anything else. I mean, we're born atheists, and everything is created in the brain, and DNA and all that prove God doesn't exist because we created it with the brain. There is no God without the brain to conceive it. And sex is sacred. They never mention that. Sex is sacred. They never mention that. One thing to actually put down people that believe in imaginary friends, gods, and all that stuff is very simple. You want to see the reality of it all? Okay. If you believe in God, any person that believes in God, and they pray and all to the gods for everything else, when you get sick, you simply pray. Don't benefit from science. And science is the result of mentally healthy persons, in other words, atheists. You cannot produce good science if the only thing you do is believing in gods and imaginary friends. It's like believing in God is like believing 2 + 2 = 5. And the results, if you're trying to do mathematical problems, always having the idea that 2 + 2 = 5 and 3 + 1 = 9, you'll never have good science. You never have good mathematics. Nothing will fit. So that's the problem with the religious. They are the people that they have a disturbance in the brain and a problem. And God, when you say God, it means the name anything. I can call this Trabuti Amtuki Masumi. And it's all words. Let's say Matuki is God. Isumi tayo oni kalini kanusi plakle. Because it sounds. And it's a disturbance. Religious beliefs are a disturbance. Homo doctus in sedivitas semper habet. Always keep that in mind. No one can take the education out of you. So the more you know, the less and the more difficult it is for others to lie to you. So everything is right here. We keep that in mind. There is no God. Or there is no gods or imaginary friends. If you believe in God, something is wrong with your brain. We are in the 21st century, not the 12th. Religious beliefs it's a disease, it's a disorder. We'll never solve the problems in this world and eliminate all this nonsense and craziness if we don't, if neurologists don't define religion beliefs as a mental disorder. Similar to a schizotypal. Like they say, theology. Theology is the study of fairy tale nonsense by deluded folks infected with fairy tale nonsense. That's theology. The study of the tooth fairies. They call that science. So believing God, especially Christianity, is a neurological disorder. The cause of pedophilia, immorality, crazy thinking, and all the problems in the world today. Pace Diorum.